everybody and welcome back to another Make Me Ramble. So guys, it's after Christmas. I hope you all had a jolly good Christmas. I hope you all ate lots of food and got very drunk and got all the plastic crack that you wanted for Christmas. I did alright. In regards to plastic crack, I got a nice Morkanaut / Gorkanaut from the parents, and that was quite good. That's actually currently being built right next to me at the moment. It's currently being painted, and I've got to say it is a massive fuck off beast of a model, and there's an awful lot of detail on it that I've got to paint in, which is absolutely crazy. And I'm even going to paint the inside of it as well, guys. That's right, because it opens up like a little doors on the front, so I thought might as well, you know, hide a mech in there and make it look rather cool inside. I also got this freaking baller Marvel dressing gown. It's absolutely ace. Love it, nice and toasty. And it even comes with a hood as well. Yeah, baller. Totally awesome. So yeah, guys. What else have I been doing? Well, I went into town the other day and decided, you guys on the Facebook page will know this, I went on to town and I bought myself some goodies with my Christmas money. I bought myself some Orc Boys, which is pretty nice. I've not actually bought one of the new Orc kits yet. Well, they're not new. I keep referring to them as new. They're new to me because I've never built one of these. Last time I built Orc Boys was probably about 10 years ago, and it didn't have that extra sprue in it with the knob in it and all the other little extra bits that you get. So I thought to myself, well, I'll get some of them. And I was like, well, because I just need more boots on the ground really for this Dread Mob army. I've not got enough models. I'm just going to turn my heater off back there. It's really, I thought it would be too cold. I can't reach. Oh dear. There we go. Oh, that's just the fan. There we go. Now, I thought that it was going to be too cold up here, but this absolutely awesome dressing gown, it's nice and toasty. But yeah, so got some Orc Boys. I don't know whether I'm going to use these as regular Orc Boys or whether I'm going to like convert up the shooters and make them into like flash git / looter stand-ins. But then I thought to myself, well, they need a nice ride to travel about in and cause mayhem on the tabletop. So I decided not to get an Orc truck, but instead I bought a Taurox, guys, because I remember when this kit first came out, I thought to myself, oh wow, it's a new Orc truck. And it's not, it's Imperial Guard, but it just looks so orky. Especially that variant there with the bull bars on it, which looks really cool. I'm going to enjoy orking that up quite a bit. So I've got those two kits. All those are my little projects that I've got on the go. Speaking of little projects, the business plan that I've got going is pretty much in full swing. Just got my public liability to pay for and then fully register it and stuff like that, and then ready to rock, and have made myself a job in this brave new world that we have. So yeah, so hopefully I should have more money for plastic crack soon. Other bits and bobs that's going on. Oh, me and my lovely half-wife, my lovely fiancée, we've actually got plans to move houses in the next couple of months, which should be really cool. It's mad because like it was only a year ago that I moved into this place, and now I'm getting a proper house with a proper mortgage and stuff, and it's not going to be rented, so I'll be able to do what I want when I want, which is really cool. One of the deciding factors of this house that we've seen is that the spare room, the smallest bedroom, is actually already kitted out as kind of like a workshop. So it's got like a full-on workbench along one of the walls with like shelves that I can screw lights into and stuff, and get a proper lighting setup. So that's going to be really cool. It's going to be really nice to get stuff organised again, rather than sitting in this freezing cold, damp infested shithole that I call a hobby room now. Although it's not really a shithole, it's done me quite well. Although I am noticing, now that I look, there's quite a lot of damp knocking about the place, but that's just because it's been so goddamn wet recently in the UK. I mean, where I am, it's not been really affected, but in other parts of the country, like Yorkshire and places in the Lake District, there's just floods everywhere. It's absolutely crazy. So yeah, so that's new things that are going on with me. That should be an exciting time. I'm being the most adulty of adults and getting this house. Got to shop for like couches and kitchen appliances and other bits of furniture which I've never really had to do before, like properly. So that's going to be exciting. Let me take this hood down a little bit because it's getting rather toasty. Other bits and bobs. What else do I have to talk about? Oh yeah, I've got a fucking hobby-related injury. Yeah, drilled my finger with this little bastard. yeah, it really, really fucking hurt. It's like the most tiniest of wounds, but I'm pretty sure it's infected because it's really sore. But I was drilling a bit for the Morkanaut and it just went straight through and stabbed me. Cut me to the bone, it did. But yeah, what hobby-related injuries have you guys ever had? I've done it twice in the same finger actually. Once probably about 15 years ago, and then once like the other day. Obviously, as I just said. Have you guys ever had any hobby-related injuries? If you have, post a comment in the doobly-doo down below, and yeah, just let me know because hobby-related injuries are always funny. I remember another time I actually, it wasn't really an injury. It was more like something stupid. I managed to super glue my elbow to my knee. Yeah, so that was fun. I was basically gluing and I put my elbow in super glue on the table and then I was like holding a bit and my arm was getting a bit tired, so I rested my elbow on my knee and yeah, it got stuck and I was like, I don't know what to do, can't do anything. So I had to like slice it off with a scalpel blade and be really careful not to actually take my elbow skin off. Tasty elbow skin. Other little bits and bobs that I've got, you know, the things that I've read and stuff. There's one thing that I've read that does disturb me quite a bit, and there's a lot of chatter on the internet now that 40k is going to go along the same lines of Age of Sigmar in regards to the rules and stuff like that, which, to be honest, I'm really not looking forward to that if that happens. Mainly because I don't want the... It's just stupid, like... For Age of Sigmar, for example, I keep ranting about Age of Sigmars in these videos. I don't know why, it's just something to do. But I don't understand how a orc is the same strength as a goblin and is the same kind of... has the same stats and stuff as a goblin in these new rules. Surely an orc is tougher than a goblin. Orc should win. It's silly. And can you imagine a Gretchen being, you know, you got Space Marine, mighty warriors of the Imperium, and then they just get smacked down by a single grot because they're the same stat line now. I mean, I don't really know much about Age of Sigmar, to be honest, but I really don't want it to go that way. Because Games Workshop are going to start meddling in all the fluff, and they're either going to retcon the entire thing or come up with some cataclysmic event that just fucks shit up, and it's just a bit silly, really, and I don't really like the idea of it. I think that if that does happen, myself, I will probably just stop playing, or I will only play using the previous edition and the codex, and obviously as new units come out, because they won't fit with the old edition rules, I will just have to tailor rules for these new units that come out. But it's not going to stop me being a hobbyist. It's not going to stop me making stuff and building things. Not at all. I'm still going to have orc armies, still going to enter into competitions and stuff, and I'm still going to have fun with the whole hobbyist aspect of it, which is primarily what I find enjoyable about it anyway. So you've got that to take into account. Other bits and bobs. Yeah, one of the things I was hoping for was a new orc codex, actually, and I'm sad to say that that's probably not going to happen for a very long time, mainly because Games Workshop have just brought out a softback version of the Orc Codex, and why would they bring out a softback version of the Orc Codex if they weren't going to make any new additions to it? Because it's literally just the hardback edition in a softback, which is a bit daft if you ask me. I'd rather have had a new codex, really. But at the same time, I like the Orc Codex, I like the Dread Mob list and all the stuff from Forge World, which is really, really cool. I can't really think of much else to ramble about. Oh yes, here we go. This is going to be a bit of a spoiler alert here, guys, potentially, because it's about the new Star Wars film, and I saw that the other day with my dad, and I've just got a couple of things to say on it. So I do apologise if I give any spoilers away. Just in case I give spoilers away, you might want to click off this video now. So, the new Star Wars film, I thought it was a great film. It was very good, but I don't think that it lived up to all the hype everyone was giving it. And it's like all these really big blockbuster movies, especially ones like Star Wars and stuff like that. I just think that people get too hyped over it, and the hype snowballs into a bigger hype snowball, and soon you've got a hype avalanche, and it's just crazy. And I went to see the film at the cinema. I avoided all spoilers myself. That was a real feat because there was just spoilers all over Facebook, and I didn't have to unfriend anybody either because I actually didn't. Well, obviously there was nothing that I saw potentially that spoilt it for me. But the overall movie was good. Essentially, it's just a mirror of A New Hope of Episode 4. Yeah, it's really just a mirror. Almost act for act, it's the same, but different because obviously the new characters and things. character-wise, Finn and Rey, the two protagonists of the film, I was a bit sceptical at first with how they were going to play out, and are these characters going to be any good? Am I going to end up hating the next couple of Star Wars films because of these two characters? And it started off a bit sketchy, but I was pleasantly surprised by the two characters. I like the character development. I really like Finn and Rey's little dynamic that they've got going on. That's quite cool. I'm really intrigued as to whose daughter Rey is. Now, there's two popular theories floating around. The first theory is that it's Luke Skywalker's daughter, and it's like, that would be the obvious choice to go for. And I think because it is so obvious that it's not going to end up being Luke's daughter, I favour the theory that she's actually Obi-Wan's daughter. Now, that would be really cool, the fact that Obi-Wan trained Luke, and now Luke is training, or going to train, Obi-Wan's daughter. I think that would be really, really cool. And there's a lot of evidence that points to it, but my main bit of evidence that, the two things that I find that are pretty solid, in fact, a couple of things that I find pretty solid, are the fact that Obi-Wan, his speciality was mind tricks with the Force and stuff like that. He was very good at lightsaber combat and stuff, but mind tricks and using the Force was his speciality. Obviously, as he learned off of Qui-Gon, although Qui-Gon being probably one of the worst Jedi ever. But anyway, in retrospect, yeah, I think it could be Rey on that, because she uses a lot of Force powers and stuff, a lot of mind tricks when she finally is able to tap into the Force in the film, so you've got that. You've also got the fact that when they're on Starkiller Base, Rey does an awful lot of stuff that mirrors Obi-Wan from A New Hope. Obviously, Obi-Wan being on the Death Star, running around, doing mind tricks, doing all that kind of stuff, and Rey does a similar thing, so that kind of mirrors that. And then there's another one as well, but I forget, I've completely forgotten what the third point was. But anyway, so I think Rey is going to be Obi-Wan's daughter. My only real grumble about the film is Kylo Ren. All I can say is, what a little whiny, pussy, emo bitch that little skinny fucker is. He's about as intimidating as a fucking wet cabbage. He's not scary at all. His mask looks really shit. And I was happy that he kind of ditched it for half of the movie, because it just looks fucking bollocks, man. I mean, it just looks really shit. And he just doesn't look like a Sith. He's too scrawny and stuff. He has these little temper tantrums all the time. He's like, me, things aren't going my way. Me, dark side this. Me, dark side that. And it's just bullshit. He's just a really shit, antagonist to the film. A really shit enemy. And the fact that he gets battered. Well, first and foremost, okay, so he is a Sith, essentially. He's under the tutelage of, the big Sith Lord that potentially could be Darth Plagueis. So he's been taught by him, and yeah, his training isn't complete, but he's portrayed to be, quite the badass when he really looks shit and he's fucking wank. And yeah, so he's portrayed to be all that, and then he gets absolutely beasted, absolutely bent over and fucked up the arse really hard, with no lube, might I add, no lubrication. You could have at least had a little bit of KY jelly slapped on there, just to help it a little bit. But first and foremost, he fights Finn, and Finn has never really wielded a lightsaber properly before, nor is he a Jedi, so we know. And he gets battered by him, and the only reason why he wins is because he uses his cheeky little crossguard lightsaber to stab into Finn, which obviously hurts him and causes him to, get knocked out. And then Rey comes along and beasts him again. So not only does he get beaten by two people that have never wielded a lightsaber before in their entire lives, but they're two people that, number one, we don't know whether he's a Jedi or not, and number two, someone that's only just tapped into the Force. It's just ridiculous. He gets absolutely fucked up by them, and some might argue, oh yeah, he's not really you know, he's not really on top form because Chewbacca shot him in the leg with his laser crossbow thing, but come on, that's bullshit. He was walking fine on that, and he just got fucking beast, and he's just a really, really shit enemy and a really, really shit Sith. I mean, I think I would rather have Jar Jar Binks as a villain than Kylo Ren. One of the other things as well, obviously, so Kylo Ren, as you guys probably know, if you're staying for the spoilers, fair play. If you've seen the film, you'll know this. But he's Luke and Leia's son, which mirrors one of the novels, you know, after the Return of the Jedi and stuff. But he's supposed to be Han and Leia's son, and he looks nothing like them. He just looks nothing fucking like Han or Leia. It's like I think that I would be less pissed off with the character if they picked an actor that actually looks like, yeah, okay, you know, Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, you know, if they had an offspring, this is what they look like. But no, first and foremost, his ears are massive, his hair is completely different, his eyes are completely different, but he's got the biggest fuck off conch I have ever seen. His nose is gigantic. It's like a fucking beak. You know, I'm surprised he didn't try and peck someone with it, you know, it's crazy. But he looks nothing like Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher, looks nothing like Han and Leia. This looks really, really stupid. And anyway, I'm getting myself worked up now. I shouldn't really get that worked up really over a fictional film, but I get worked up over fictional games, so whatever, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so that really wound me up. But the rest of the film was great. And yeah, you know, I did enjoy it, and the bit where you see the Millennium Falcon for the first time, that's when, in my mind, I thought, this is Star Wars now. This is the Millennium Falcon, it's in it. This reminds me of Star Wars properly now, which is really, really cool. There's a couple of nice little jokes in there, there's a couple of nice little bits that just made me go, yeah, that's alright. They spliced in a nice little bit of humour, but one of the things that I was kind of, I'm not really going to touch on this much, but one of the things that I was a bit like, yeah, they're trying to cater to too wide of an audience. They're just trying to do too much, I think, with it. They should have kept it Star Wars, this is the story, blah, 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 rather than trying to, you know, bring in, you know, a son that's from a broken home, Kylo Ren, rather than trying to do the whole, oh yeah, you know, oh, I don't want to be a stormtrooper because I don't want to kill people, blah, blah, blah. They were trying to just touch too many people, they were trying to pluck too many heartstrings, I think. But all in all, I thought it was a good film. Yeah, I did enjoy it. But anyway, back onto other topics. Yeah, I've not really heard many 40k rumours or any kind of rumours in the pipeline really. Let's talk about my my channel and stuff like that. I've got a couple more videos in the works. In fact, I've got 1, 2. This one will be 3. Then I've got probably 4, 5. Probably another 6 videos to come, so there's plenty of content coming, guys, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, I'm thinking a lot of people liked my Mechanicus overview video, it was my last video, I think, that I put out. So what I might do, I know my Orc army isn't complete yet, but because I've amassed such a big Orc army with lots of stompy, killy beast machines, I think I might do an intermission overview of what I've got so far for my Orcs. So that one will be coming out soon as well. It'll be interesting to just lay the whole army out, because I've not seen the whole army yet myself. I've actually been full on laid out on a table properly with all the additional stuff that I've got. So that'll be cool to see. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, guys, I don't really know what more to say. I really need to tidy up this room. This room is an utter shit tip. I'm here in bare feet, and it's not good because I know that as soon as I turn this camera off, as soon as I try and move, I'm going to step on something really sharp and pointy, and I'm going to utter all manner of profanities. But yeah, I can't really think of much else to say. How long have I been recording for? How long have I been rambling for? About 20 minutes. I think that's alright to end a ramble. End a ramble on, I think so. Oh, actually no, I'm going to talk a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know what army to do next after my Orcs. I kind of feel like I've exhausted all the armies with high conversion potentials. I've done Nurgle, obviously. I've done Mechanicus. I've done them. I'm doing Orcs. They're the 3 most convertible armies, I think. And I'm thinking to myself, I might do something a little bit more, you know, focus on the painting. I also did it with my Eldar, and then I abandoned that project. I just didn't feel like the Eldar were that good to paint and stuff, and I wasn't really feeling the Eldar vibe at all. So I'm not sure. I think I might take a leaf out of Spud Tate's book actually and do Tau, because he's got some really fantastic videos at the moment. Good old Spud has, and he's doing this 40k adventure series where he's actually doing lots of Tau stuff, and the Tau stuff does look cool, especially with the new models that are coming out, like the Ghost Keel and all those other kind of mad crazy models. And all the stuff from Forge World looks really epic as well. So, oh excuse me. So I think I might do a Tau army next, because I would love a really nice clean looking Tau army, and then I was thinking as well what would be cool, because I've seen people do this in the past as well. They've done Tau with Imperial Guard allies, because what the Tau do, obviously they're for the greater good and everything, but when they find a race, when they conquer a planet, they don't wipe out the planet. They offer them a choice. They say, okay, either be destroyed or fight with us. And most choose to fight. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of doing a Tau army with quite a decent sized contingent of Imperial Guardsmen. Like, these Imperial Guardsmen have been indoctrinated for the greater good. And I think that would be really, really cool as well, to have, you know, a mixture of Tau tanks with Imperial Guard tanks and loads of Imperial Guard troops. Then I could use Ogrins and get some close combat elements for the Tau, which they really, really lack at the moment. I like the idea of kind of drone swarms as well, because they're really, really cool. like, maybe I might do, you know, like a almost like a mercenary feel to the army. Maybe it's like a Tau commander who's gone rogue, but over the course of his escapades he's accumulated Imperial Guard troops that, you know, fight for his ideals and stuff. And I want to play a good guy force, really, because I've not played good guy for a while. I've played obviously Mechanicum, Dark Mechanicum, so that's kind of like 50-50, but then it's always been Orcs and Nurgle on the side of bad. So it would be nice to have another good guy army on there as well. And then I'm going to work out where I'm going to put all these armies. And some people said, oh, why don't you sell them? And I'm like, no. I don't want to sell these armies at all, because my Nurgle army, I absolutely love, spend lots of time over it. And I don't think that, with the unique conversions and stuff that I've done, I don't think that I would get the money that I would want for them. And also, my conversion and my sculpting style is a personal preference, so it'd be quite hard to find someone... Sorry guys, I'm just choking it. It'd be quite hard to find someone that would, you know, want my sculpting style and my style of converting and stuff like that. I don't think I'd ever sell my Mechanicum army, just because that won me gold in Armies on Parade beginning of the year. My Orcs, again, I don't think I'd sell that, because I've got so many, again, unique models that I just really, really love. Oh, scratch that, I've got another video to add, and the thing that's just triggered my mind is sitting right up there, but you're not going to see. In fact, shall I give you a little bit of a sneak peek? You guys on the Facebook page will have seen this little fella already. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for a little sneak peek? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, there we go. That's all you're getting, guys, on that one. But this is a really, really cool model that I've actually got in my hand. It's really awesome, and I've used bits that I didn't think I was ever going to use. But I'll have more on that on the actual video. So I think there's nothing really else that I can ramble about, guys. So on that bombshell, I'm going to end the video. Don't forget to like, favourite and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Don't forget to check out the Facebook page and drop us a comment as well. Speaking of the comments, you know, what was your worst hobby-related injury? What was, you know, did you like the Star Wars movie? What are your thoughts on that? And yeah, I'd really like to know. I think that would be really, really awesome. And obviously, guys, what are you thinking about all the stuff that I've been doing so far? What are you thinking about the whole 40k maybe change into the whole Age of Sigmar thing? So yeah, guys, on that bombshell, I'll end the video, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys again. See you now, and goodbye.